Recently, we've seen a lot of people from the Chainlink community talk about the potential of flipping XRP. Now, currently, we would need to see Chainlink run roughly around a 10x to complete this flipping in. So why do people truly believe that this can happen? In today's video, I'm going to be unpacking everything that you need to know. We're going to look at the facts, and towards the end, I'm going to share my opinion on whether this flipping in can really happen. If you do enjoy the video, do drop a like, do subscribe. But let's get into it. So as we can see here, Link with the market cap of XRP would leave price at just around $254, which is just under a 10x from current price. We can see that the market cap of Link is currently at around 17.6 billion compared to XRP's 171.9 billion. So a big difference when it comes to market cap, and this is what the flipping in is all about. Now, why has this all of a sudden come to light? Well, some of you who are more active on X and other social media platforms may have seen this website doing the rounds, and more specifically, the Link XRP pairing. And what the Link community are really focused on right now is this flipping in progress, currently at just over 10%. And because of Chainlink's strong performance over these last couple of weeks, this flip ratio has started to grind up and has just got above 10%. So on the back of this, it does have the community talking quite a bit, and some of the more influential community members on social media. So this is a tweet here on the roll up, which is a interview with Chainlink God, otherwise known as Zach Rhines, and he basically talks about how XRP was supposed to be the banker's cryptocurrency, but now Swift have come out and said we're using Chainlink, JP Morgan are using Chainlink, and he thinks that XRP are not getting the traction that many people expected from the institutions, and more institutions are looking at Chainlink. On the other side, you have this guy here called King Valex, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. He basically talked about how much XRP, how many individual tokens you can get for $500 compared to Chainlink. Now, I'm not entirely sure what his views are on market cap and basic tokenomics, but yeah, that's kind of the two different arguments that are probably going viral to an extent, and I'm not sure what kind of responses this guy was getting underneath the post, but he had to turn off who can reply, so that probably says a lot, to be honest. So I will leave links to these tweets down below so you can check them out for yourself. I'm not going to watch them and rerun them right now, but it just shows that, regardless of your opinion on Chainlink, on XRP, the community members are very passionate, very vocal, and they will literally go to the grave defending their coin. There is no doubt that these cult communities are extremely strong compared to a lot of other cryptocurrencies out there. Now, we're not going to get into the fundamentals of both coins in this video because it would just go on for way too long, but I really like this response to the interview with Chainlink God because I think it summarized things up quite well. Basically, they are different functions. XRP and Chainlinks serve different purposes. XRP moves the money, Link triggers the movement. Now, when you look at it from this perspective, a lot of people then ask the question of why are people so obsessed with this flipping in? Why can't they both succeed together? And the answer to that is they can. But when you talk about a flipping in and when you get two very cult-like communities making noise, it's good for both parties involved, regardless of what your opinion is on the flipping in, whatever opinion you have on both of these coins. There is plenty of attention going towards Chainlink and going towards XRP right now, which from a marketing perspective, organic free marketing is great. It is catching retail investors' attention, and many people who are not even involved in these communities are starting to see some of these posts on their feed and starting to look through the replies and maybe dive into these projects even more. So regardless of your opinion, it is a net positive for both. Guys, don't forget to comment down below and let me know what you think of this whole flipping in. Do you think it can really happen? Do you think it's a bit far-fetched? Like I said, I'll be sharing my opinion at the end of this video, but I want to hear what you guys think as well. Now, the one problem or difficult task that I see Chainlink facing right now with this flipping in is that XRP is not going to stay stagnant in a bull market. So Chainlink really needs to overperform to close that gap. Now, when we look at the price of tokens versus USD, which is what basically everybody does, USD is pegged, it is stable, and it makes it easier for Chainlink to move up. However, when you were looking at pairings like this now, so we're going to have a look at the chart on the weekly time frame of Link versus XRP, you have to keep in mind that XRP can go up and it can go down. So even if Chainlink was to stay at the same price, but XRP goes nuking way down, this chart is going to go up in Chainlink's favor. However, if Chainlink is performing well, but XRP is matching that, it's not really going to move. And that's the thing that a lot of people have to consider here, because we talked about Chainlink needing that 10x just here at the beginning of the video, which is compared to XRP's market cap right now. Now, if this bull market is to continue like many of us expect, XRP is not going to stay at a $170 billion market cap. It might creep up to 200, 250, 300. You know, some people do have some crazy price predictions for XRP that are completely unrealistic, but it is going to move up if we are in a bull market. There's no doubt about that. So Link really needs to overperform in that respect. Now, if we look at this chart here, we can see that basically all year, Chainlink has really struggled against XRP. And a big reason for that is because XRP has obviously been in a good place. You know, we've recently seen the end of the lawsuit. We've seen price just absolutely go flying when Trump came into administration. Whereas Chainlink, for the most part of this year until recently, has been relatively quiet. So I've marked out a few key levels here that I think need to be reclaimed. I mean, at this point right now, these last few candles here look really great, really bullish. But when you zoom out and look at the bigger picture, there is a lot of work still to do. So when we get to around here, which is 13, basically 13 XRP for one Chainlink, that is a flip that we need to see happen. And then we can move up here to around 24. And then from 24, that's the next level I want to see reclaimed, so run up to 38. So regardless of when this flipping in happens, obviously you can keep an eye on the website that all of the Link Marines are looking at right now, the flipping in progress. This is a chart that you really want to pay attention to. It's not something you solely want to just rely on, but it's definitely good to paint the picture of how much strength does Link have right now versus XRP. Now, it's clear to see, and I have covered this in past videos, that Chainlink supporters do have a lot to be excited about. We can see this long list here of the institutions that are adopting Chainlink. However, I do think that XRP have a lot to be excited about. Just a couple of weeks ago, I shared this chart talking about how the lawsuit was coming to an end and how things may start to move towards price discovery when the market picks up. Now, full disclaimer here, I am a Chainlink holder, but I don't hold any XRP, and a lot of that is due to market cap and the true upside potential. I don't believe that XRP can go as high as many other people believe, because I don't think it's going to be a multi-trillion-dollar asset anytime soon. Now, I could be wrong, but that's just my thoughts right now. I think there's a better risk-reward profile backing Chainlink at a $17 billion market cap. But when it comes to the flipping in and my final thoughts on this, I actually think it is quite far-fetched, because like I said, XRP is not going to stay stagnant and allow Chainlink to catch up relatively easily. But I do think that Chainlink is still going to be a 3-digit coin in the near future. I do think that $100 plus can happen probably this year if things continue to go the way that they have over these last few weeks. But I think the flipping in makes for a great narrative. It makes for great marketing. You know, it really gets the two communities fired up, which of course, like I mentioned, brings attention from people outside of these communities as well. So I like what's going on right now. Do I think it'll actually happen? I think it's a little bit out of touch, especially in the short term. But in crypto, we have seen stranger things happen. I mean, as a Chainlink holder myself, it would be very easy for me to come on here and tell you how this flipping in is going to happen tomorrow, and you're not bullish enough on Chainlink. So I hope you can appreciate the honesty, the transparency behind my opinions here. Like I said, I do think Chainlink has great upside potential, but this might be just a little bit too much of an ask in the short term. But if you did enjoy the video, do please drop a like, please do subscribe. Plenty more content like this around these two altcoins coming in the near future. And also don't forget to comment and let me know what you think of this whole flipping in. In the meantime, please do trade safe, please do invest safe, and I'll catch you in the next one.